So, real talk. I've never actually played modded Minecraft before. I've only ever really played the original Minecraft, and for the longest time, I've been pretty satisfied with that. However, when my buddy Austin made 100 days in Minecraft using the Stay True mod, I knew that I had to check this mod out. So yeah, pretty straightforward. In this video, I'm going to survive another 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, but this time, we are doing the Stay True mod. This mod adds new biomes, difficult caves, a lot more mobs, and makes the game honestly a bit harder, especially the Nether in the end. I can't wait for you to see that. I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Both would really help the channel out a lot. And who knows, you guys enjoy the video and it does really well, I'll consider doing 200 days. Please enjoy. Alright. Let's get straight into it on day 1. For the first couple of minutes in this world, I basically just did some sightseeing. I mean, look at all the animals. There's the elephants, there's the deer things, there's the alligators. Okay, we should probably avoid the alligators. I actually found this house which I thought would be a great place to get some loot until I realized that this was a pillager house and decided to skedaddle. Nearby though, there was another house which I snuck into, which did have an NPC with full iron armor who just didn't seem to care that I stole all this stuff. After getting to the basics from there, I was able to go back to the original house and looted that as well after, well, killing some villagers. It didn't have anything really that good, just a bit of food that was going to help me in the short days. And once I looted all that, I left where I found an underground base. I didn't really know what this was, but I entered into it after taking a quick nap. Day 2, and I found out that this was basically a villager stronghold. It was an underground village. I was looking around to see what could be found, with the only real interesting thing being that all the villagers have their own cute little names. Isn't that adorable? I also did make full iron armor and then just got lost down here. Like, I wasn't lost as in I was searching, I was lost as in I couldn't find the way out. It was on day 3 where I entered the cave for the first time to see what I could find. It didn't really take me too long to find this cool little lava pool where I was able to find 8 diamonds in total. I also fought this weird skelly boss thing, which almost nearly killed me, but I mean, do I look like the kind of guy that would die to a skeleton? Creepers maybe, but skeletons? Nah, get out of here. The rest of the day was just spent caving, and so was day 4. In fact, I found something quite dangerous in this mod, and that was these red spawner things. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording my audio, but basically they make a really spooky noise when you alert them, and they spawn all kind of mobs, like these witches and cave spiders. Safe to say, if I didn't have the blocks of pillar up there, I could have been in a lot of trouble. After I cleared out the mobs, which includes some hardcore parkour zombies, I searched the sandstone mineshaft, which is a sentence I never thought I would say. And it turns out with this mod pack, apparently diamonds are really easy to obtain, because by the end of day 4, I had 37 diamonds in total. I had obtained full diamond in less than an hour of playing. I don't know if I should be complaining or not. It was more caving on day 5, but the most important thing that happened was I made some enchants and full diamond. I thought it might be a bit overkill to do at the start, but trust me, there are some mobs on here that will instantly kill you if you're not prepared for them. And so making some basic enchantments, it's time for me to head up and see what else could happen. Day 6, I found my first normal village. I was kind of disappointed to find it. The only cool thing I found was some cleric clothing, which would have been useful if I didn't just get full diamond armor. At least I look a little snazzy in it. I also killed my first crocodile because it turns out these aren't alligators, they're crocodiles. I got the achievement Chompy. That's hilarious. After walking around doing nothing on day 7, I found a nice little village on day 8, which immediately had nothing as well. However, nearby I found one of these cool towers which turned out to be a battle tower. I was just about to get in there when Chompy, get away! Alright, I killed the alligator. Crocodile. You know, it doesn't really matter, I killed it. Turns out when you have full diamond armor, you don't really need to worry about battle towers because they only spawn in your standard zombies and skeletons. And when I headed to the roof and searched the chest, I was able to find 2 dragon eggs. I have dragon eggs. Now, as I've mentioned, I don't really know much about this mod. The only thing I know is watching Austin's video, which I mentioned at the start. Other than that, I don't really know what to do with these dragon eggs, so I'll just hold on to it and figure it out later. I also found myself a map, which was called a dungeon map, and I was super excited to find a map that would search in one of the new dungeons. By day 10, I was able to get to the dungeon. I dug down and found this giant open cave, which was built exactly like a dungeon. I mean, don't really know what to expect. I was quite easily able to light it up and break it all down, so I had nothing to worry about there, where I found another map. Now, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that word because I don't want to embarrass myself, but since we're on the whole find a map and search for the new location, let's go ahead and find it straight away. Whilst on the way there on day 11, I found another NPC house where I was able to get a bit of chicken. It's a lot easier for me to just, find houses like this and pick up the food rather than killing all the animals and cooking them. Other than that, we're still making our way towards where the map was taking us. On day 12 as well, we found a pillager outpost where I made a bit of a tactical mistake. You see, I saw this bug nearby me and just assumed it was going to attack me straight away, and well, that was a mistake to say the least. When it attacked you, I guess it just stung you, and that would cause an effect that would make you lose your hearts very quickly. And so I was running for the hills, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. I ended up having to dig down because if not, I was just going to die, and that would have just been absolutely embarrassing. Once I killed the bug, I was able to search the entirety of the pillager outpost and just narrowly avoided this vindicator, and was also able to get his axe. His axe is actually quite powerful, so if I can repair it, then that'd be pretty good to go. I didn't find anything on day 13, it was day 14 where I finally found where the map was taking me, and it really wasn't worth it. Don't get me wrong, this skeleton thing looked really cool, but the only thing I really got from it was emeralds, so yeah, it definitely wasn't worth it. Ah, well, let's head around and see if we can find anything more. I didn't really find anything interesting on day 15 or 16, but day 17 is where I found this nice little underwater area. Basically, they look like little pockets of the warped forest in the Nether in these little underwater areas. It was quite cool. I spent my time searching around them where I got a couple of pieces of loot, but other than that, nothing too interesting, I'm afraid. It's still cool to see what this mod has to offer. Searching a bit more on day 19, I saw a bunch of red dots on my map, and I dug down to find a spawner which had this weird book. Now, I don't want to Google every single answer on what to do with this, but I'm just going to hold on to this book for the time being. That being said, for the rest of the 100 days, I have no idea what to do with this book. Like, I tried to enchant it on everything, it just didn't work, and so, well, I'm just going to hold it and hope for the best. I was satisfied with all the searching I was done, so it was day 20 where I headed to the Nether, and oh man, was it going to be a good time. I had the Nether built, but then realized I didn't have a flint and steel, so I had to go and get some flint or gravel. And it was 21 where I had that and headed into the Nether for the first time. At first, it was kind of normal, but little did I know this was going to be one of the coolest Nether adventures that I've ever had. I searched around for a while and didn't really find too much. It was on day 24 where I found this little tower thing. When I first went into it, I didn't actually find anything, and to be honest, I didn't even think there was anything in here. Also, Nether bugs. They suck. Like, seriously suck. I was actually in the process of leaving when I remembered on the battle tower that the stuff that was good was at the top of the tower. And so on day 25, I actually headed back to the roofing, and well, let's just say I'm very glad that I did. I could have been out a lot of good material. Some nice diamond blocks for me. Don't think anyone's going to complain about that one. Day 28 is where I found my first fortress. Well, I don't think it's exactly a fortress, but it had the blazes and that kind of thing. And I got into one of the craziest battles that I think I've ever got into in my entire life. So this mod does have normal blazes, but this particular fortress had some different kind of blazes. Basically, I believe they're called shield blazes, and they were very, very annoying to kill because you couldn't shoot them with your bow. They also had these wither skeletons that had 2 heads. I'm not gonna question that one. Basically, I was trapped in here for a while. Here we are on day 30 where I was trapped in this little area by the blazes. The ones that were covered in netherite dropped netherite scraps, which I didn't know what to do with for the time being, but I'm gonna hold on to them just in case. I also, while searching around and trying to escape, found a bunch of tungsten ore. I don't really know what to do with that one either, but considering this is the only place I found tungsten, I'm assuming it's going to be good for the long run. And I was also able to escape the fortress at that point. Problem was, I had no more food. In fact, it took me 4 whole days to return home. Quite frankly, because I just ran out of sprint. Here I am on day 35 where I got to the Nether portal and managed to escape the Nether. I thought that that would be the end of it and I'd be able to escape, but I was very, very wrong. Here we are in the overworld trying to avoid the mobs in the cave. Let's just say that I really need to load up on food if I'm ever going to go back to Nether, because that was, well, that was really bad. Once I headed back to the surface on day 36, I was immediately looking for food. I did find an abandoned village and got some hay bales in there, giving me enough bread to survive for the time being. Better than starving, I guess. I mean, I'm not really going to complain. I was still looking for food on day 37 where I found a temple. It was just your standard temple if you don't count this fire dragon egg. That's right, a fire dragon egg. Again, I don't really know what to do with the eggs, but it's a fire dragon egg! On day 39, I found this opening to a mineshaft kind of thing, and well, if I was ever going to make a trailer for this video or this mod pack, I'd just show you this clip right here. Look how amazing it looks. Look how well detailed it is. Look how oh my god, that creeper nearly killed me. I also was searching around and found some dead villagers, or some undead villagers I could say, and apart from a few diamonds, there wasn't really anything I found down here, so it really is time to leave. It was day 40 where I found a pillager home. They were much easier to kill than the first time, where I got some food and decided, you know what, this is probably a good place to claim home, so I did. I set up here. I had a quick survey of the area around to see if there was anything nearby I could sneak some stuff from, and just as I was about to kill the cows, I realized it's probably best for me to make some farm, and so the best place to start is some cow farms. Day 41 was when I started making the cow pens, and okay, I know this is really not important, but there are raccoons in this mod pack. And if you hold food, they will beg for the food. And if you give them the food, they will take the food to the water like real life and clean it and eat it. And if that's not the greatest thing I've ever experienced in Minecraft, I don't know what is. Like, cats sleeping on bed. Look at it. It's adorable. Oh my god. I'm gonna replay it. Even on Future Haven replay it. Oh my god, it's adorable. This is adorable. This is the greatest thing ever. This is so good. On day 42, it was time for me to head into the caves. I was running really low on coal. I was really low on blocks. And I also needed some lapis because I accidentally threw them out. I just gotta be careful for these sneaky creepers. I mean, that one nearly killed me there. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, really need to be more careful. Now, I know I was in the caves on day 42. But then my fiance came into the room. And so on day 43, I headed back to the servers. Because look, oh my god, this is adorable. Look at them. Oh, he's begging for it. Oh, I'm going to call him Jackson. This raccoon's called Jackson. And you want to know the best part? When you give raccoons food, more raccoons will spawn. So if you keep giving the raccoons food, you'll have like 1 million raccoons in the area. And you can give them all food. And they'll beg for the food. And then they'll clean it in the water. And this is the greatest day of my life. I really need to go outside more, don't I? But it's so adorable. Play it again. I had my caving finished by day 46. I had plenty of lapis, coal, blocks, everything I really needed. I do want to give a shout out to this bat for taking the skeleton arrow for me. I mean, I totally could have taken it myself, but shout out to that MVP for taking the shot. And after that, I returned home to cook up all the stuff that I had. I was searching the nearby area on day 47 where I found a desert mansion. Let me say that again. A desert mansion. So from what I can tell, this mod has custom mansions and temples and that kind of thing. And so finding a desert mansion was so cool to find just walking upon it. I was so excited to search one of these, especially because the last time I searched one was in Trio 100s. And well, I got lucky that time. I got lucky this time. Let's go in there and have a quick look around. Whilst it was turning to night as well, I had this epic battle with like 100 Vexes. Might be a bit of an exaggeration, but look how cool this is. This is awesome. It was day 48 where I realized that this was a terrible idea. After finding all of the Vindicators and Evokers, I very nearly died. I had to pop a totem or two, and if it wasn't for this escaping on water bucket, well, let's just say that I would have been dead, and we would have had to start all the way from day 1. I knew my current gear wasn't going to hold up, and so I had to leave and head back home. I returned on day 49, where I figured out what to do with the tungsten and nether scraps. I can make tungsten armor, which was going to be much better than my diamond armor. As well, because of the books that I picked up in the mansion, I was able to make a level 30 enchanter and level 30 everything. With better armor that's got better enchantments, this is going to be much better to fight the actual mansion itself. Let's head back there and see what we can do. I returned to the mansion on day 50, and after some more epic fights, it was day 51 where I had quote-unquote beat the mansion. The tungsten armor made this so much easier to do, and so yeah, I'm not going to complain. And now that I have a bunch of totems and dying, let's head back home. I know this was completely unnecessary, but on day 52, because I had the spare name tags, I named the raccoon Jackson. I hope this was the original raccoon. And also, his friend, I called him Tyson. They're so adorable. I love them both. I also made a nether portal right where my base was, because it was time for me to head back into the nether. Day 53, where I entered the nether, I had 2 goals. Get a bunch of levels and get a bunch of ender pearls. After walking around for a while, I found another fortress thing on day 55, and well, after many a battle doing the exact same thing over again, I had to trigger another totem, because if not, well, let's just say I was going to die. I didn't stay there too long though. I knew that the most important thing was for me to find a warped forest. I think with all the new nether biomes, it was actually going to be kind of harder to do, and it was on day 57 where I finally found the warped forest. I just had to kill a bunch of endermen and then we'll be good to go. Also, I'm not going to play it up. I legitimately jumped in my seat when this bone snake thing tried to attack me from the lava. Kind of cool, but it wasn't really that much of a threat from what I can tell. I also got enough ender pearls by the end of day 59 to not worry about entering the end portal once that time comes. Day 60 and I found another fortress. You'd think I'd stop searching them, but this time I didn't. I actually had to eat an uber apple at this point, and I also did get a wither skeleton skull. One of the enchantments on my sword is looting free, which is definitely going to help. And once I stopped fanning around, I started grinding all the quartz I possibly could to get myself enough levels. I returned home on day 64. I had 41 levels in total, and it was time for me to do some enchanting. I did some more enchanting, got myself a sharpness 3 looting free sword, infinity 4 powerful bow. Cooking tungsten that I got from the fortress as well give you a huge amount of levels, and because of that I was able to repair my armor. I also figured out what to do with all the eggs. If I just place them and right click on them, they start doing this fizzling thing, which hopefully means they're about to hatch. I'll leave them for the time being and head out because it's time for me to head to the end. Day 66 and I headed towards the end. It was time for me to go and beat the dragon at the end of the game. And it was day 68 where first of all I found this floating NPC house, which I thought was kind of funny. And then I found the stronghold, and man, this stronghold was awesome. It was big, but it was awesome. It took me until day 70, 2 whole days, for me to find the end portal, because it was just a labyrinth of everything. Like, it was crazy how much and how long I had to search this stronghold just to find what I was looking for. It was day 71 where I began the Enderdragon fight, and apart from the fact he had a lot more health than usual Minecraft, it didn't really change anything about the fight. It was day 72 where I beat the dragon. I can now just break the egg and get the levels, and where are the levels? Why did I not get the levels? So I watched this back like twice. There's a big XP ball there, which I think fell into the portal. But the point is, I didn't actually get the levels from killing the Ender Dragon, which made me very upsetty spaghetti. I mean, it's fine. I can just go get them from, like, quartz or something. But that would have been, like, 50 levels. That would have been awesome. Well, nothing can be done. Now it's time for me to start searching the Ender itself, because I would like to find some cities and get myself an Elytra. I also found this weird portal thing, so I don't really know what these are. I believe they're called rituals, and you can do something with them, which is what I was trying to figure out here. However, I didn't know what that was, and so I just left it and moved on. It was day 75 when I was walking around the luscious purple biome, I don't know the name of it, where I found 2 really cool things. Firstly, these crystal star things, which I don't really think they're anything. I think they're just scenery more than anything. And then I found this weird end city thing, which I didn't really think much of until the shulkers started attacking me. Now, I've gone on record plenty of times saying that shulkers are the most annoying thing in Minecraft. I have been one-upped by modded shulkers, because these things were the worst thing ever. They don't do a lot of damage, they spam their floaty things at you, and it's so impossible to deal with them. It did lead to one of the coolest moments of this mod though. When I was super high in the sky, I was able to drop, avoid the shulkers themselves, and land in the water down below. It was, well, it was 007 styles of cool. I was able to break the spawners down there and mine the inside of the fortress to get these crystal things. Again, don't really know what to do with them, but it's good to have for the time being. I also made a bunch of shulker boxes. It was by day 76 at this point, and started storing my stuff in there. It's just good to have a lot of inventory space, and having about 20 shulkers, yeah, I'm never going to complain about that. Many a travel later, it was day 80 where I found the end city I was looking for, which had 2 buildings, the main building and a ship. But to be fair, that's all I needed. I had obtained the Elytra, and well, I was pretty satisfied with it, to say the least. I also want to give another shout out to my buddy Austin, who basically inspired me to do this 100 days. And the reason I'm bringing that up now is because he failed to get an Elytra like a baby. He didn't get an Elytra. He didn't get an Elytra. Oh my god, he survived 100 days in Minecraft and didn't get an Elytra. I love you, buddy. Seriously though, Elytra, come on. It took me 6 whole days to get back to the main portal, and when I jumped through that portal, I remembered I was still at the stronghold, where it took me 2 more days to return home, and I was able to cozily sleep in bed for the first time in about 15 Minecraft days. Day 90, I spent the day fixing the tungsten armor that I have, and then I went back to the Nether, because it was time for me to get some more wither skulls. I got quite lucky this time though, because it was day 92 where I found the fortress itself, and even with the looting free, this is where I probably didn't get that lucky, because it took me 5 whole days for me to get my second skull. I had one from earlier, and with the 2 here, I was able to get 3 wither skulls, and it was time for me to return home. Luckily, I was able to get back on day 98, and it was day 99 when, look at the dragons! They're all been born and hatched. Well, apart from the Enderdragon, but that's adorable. Now, it turns out you can actually ride these once they're fully grown. It's just obviously they're only babies right now, and that's for 200 days if the video does well. Hint, hint, nudge like the video. I also spent the same day with the wither fight. Now, I decided it'd be funny to spawn it in this NPC's house, and the NPC saw the wither and tried to take him down himself. This wither is definitely going to put up a good fight, but I think the NPC, if he just holds on... Oh, the NPC died. Also, again, I don't really know what this was. The wither didn't really wither me or anything. It was actually kind of pathetic. I think it may have been something to do with the mod, but the wither actually was easier than the Enderdragon, and well, wither down, I was done. Look at me go. Day 1 100. And, well, I just basically spent the day looking around. First things first, the Enderdragon was born, which I think is just a beautiful way to end off this 100 days. Again, I can't ride them, but once they grow up and I get them tamed, I can ride those dragons around as much as I want. I was also able to make a smallish beacon. It wasn't the full beacon that I'd like to make, but you know what? A beacon's a beacon. I'll take that at the end of the 100 days. And there was only one last thing to do. Unfortunately, I couldn't find Jackson, but I was able to find Tyson, and I gave him the food, and oh my god, it was adorable. Alright, I'm done. Thanks for watching, everybody.